start. MTC 1, 2025, Unit 5 Number. Analysis. When it comes to helping out, you don't have to do much. All you have to do is come around and show that you care. If you notice someone who is lonely, you could go and sit with them. If you work with someone who eats lunch all by themselves, and you go and sit down with them, they will begin to be more social after a while, and they will owe it all to you. A person's happiness comes from attention. There are too many people out in the world who feel like everyone has forgotten them or ignored them. Even if you say hi to someone passing by, they will begin to feel better about themselves, like someone cares. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 1, 2025, Unit 5 Number 01. Our emotions are thought to exist because they have contributed to our survival as a species. Fear has helped us avoid dangers, expressing anger helps us scare off threats, and expressing positive emotions helps us bond with others. From an evolutionary perspective, an emotion is a kind of program that, when triggered, directs many of our activities, including attention, perception, memory, movement, expressions, etc. For example, fear makes us very attentive, narrows our perceptual focus to threatening stimuli, will cause us either to face a situation, fight, or avoid it, flight, and may cause us to remember an experience more acutely, so that we avoid the threat in the future. Regardless of the specific ways in which they activate our systems, the specific emotions we possess are thought to exist because they have helped us, as a species, survive challenges within our environment long ago. If they had not helped us adapt and survive, they would not have evolved with us. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 1, 2025, Unit 5 Number 02. When we think of leaders, we may think of people such as Abraham Lincoln or Martin Luther King, Jr. Abraham Lincoln, Martin Luther King, Jr. If you consider the historical importance and far-reaching influence of these individuals, leadership might seem like a noble and high goal. But like all of us, these people started out as students, workers, and citizens who possessed ideas about how some aspect of daily life could be improved on a larger scale. Through diligence and experience, they improved upon their ideas by sharing them with others, seeking their opinions and feedback and constantly looking for the best way to accomplish goals for a group. Thus we all have the potential to be leaders at school, in our communities, and at work, regardless of age or experience. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 1, 2025, Unit 5 Number 03. When writing a novel, research for information needs to be done. The thing is that some kinds of fiction demand a higher level of detail, crime fiction, for example, or scientific thrillers. The information is never hard to find. One website for authors even organizes trips to police stations, so that crime writers can get it right. Often, a polite letter will earn you permission to visit a particular location and record all the details that you need. But remember that you will drive your readers to boredom if you think that you need to pack everything you discover into your work. The details that matter are those that reveal the human experience. The crucial thing is telling a story, finding the characters, the tension, and the conflict, not the train timetable or the building blueprint. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 1, 2025, Unit 5 Number 04. We all negotiate every day, whether we realize it or not. Yet few people ever learn how to negotiate. Those who do usually learn the traditional, win-lose negotiating style rather than an approach that is likely to result in a win-win agreement. This old-school, adversarial approach may be useful in a one-off negotiation where you will probably not deal with that person again. However, such transactions are becoming increasingly rare, because most of us deal with the same people repeatedly: our spouses and children, our friends and colleagues, our customers and clients. In view of this, it's essential to achieve successful results for ourselves and maintain a healthy relationship with our negotiating partners at the same time. In today's interdependent world of business partnerships and long-term relationships, a win-win outcome is fast becoming the only acceptable result. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 1, 2025, Unit 5 Number 05. The promise of a computerized society, we were told, was that it would pass to machines all of the repetitive drudgery of work, allowing us humans to pursue higher purposes and to have more leisure time. It didn't work out this way. Instead of more time, most of us have less. Companies large and small have offloaded work onto the backs of consumers. Things that used to be done for us, as part of the value-added service of working with a company, we are now expected to do ourselves. With air travel, we're now expected to complete our own reservations and check-in, jobs that used to be done by airline employees or travel agents. At the grocery store, we're expected to bag our own groceries and, in some supermarkets, to scan our own purchases. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 1, 2025, Unit 5 Number 06. When students are starting their college life, they may approach every course, test, or learning task the same way, using what we like to call the rubber stamp approach. Think about it this way. Would you wear a tuxedo to a baseball game? A colorful dress to a funeral? A bathing suit to religious services? Probably not. You know there's appropriate dress for different occasions and settings. Skillful learners know that putting on the same clothes won't work for every class. They are flexible learners. They have different strategies and know when to use them. They know that you study for multiple choice tests differently than you study for essay tests. And they not only know what to do, but they also know how to do it. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 1, 2025, Unit 5 Number 07. The old saying is that knowledge is power, but when it comes to scary, threatening news, research suggests the exact opposite. Frightening news can actually rob people of their inner sense of control, making them less likely to take care of themselves and other people. Public health research shows that when the news presents health-related information in a pessimistic way, people are actually less likely to take steps to protect themselves from illness as a result. A news article that's intended to warn people about increasing cancer rates, for example, can result in fewer people choosing to get screened for the disease because they're so terrified of what they might find. This is also true for issues such as climate change. When a news story is all doom and gloom, people feel depressed and become less interested in taking small, personal steps to fight ecological collapse. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 1, 2025, Unit 5 Number 08. A recent study from Carnegie Mellon University in Pittsburgh, called When Too Much of a Good Thing May Be Bad, indicates that classrooms with too much decoration are a source of distraction for young children and directly affect their cognitive performance. Carnegie Mellon University. Being visually overstimulated, the children have a great deal of difficulty concentrating and end up with worse academic results. On the other hand, if there is not much decoration on the classroom walls, the children are less distracted, spend more time on their activities, and learn more. So it's our job, in order to support their attention, to find the right balance between excessive decoration and the complete absence of it. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 1, 2025, Unit 5 Number 09. Your emotions deserve attention and give you important pieces of information. However, they can also sometimes be an unreliable, inaccurate source of information. You may feel a certain way, but that does not mean those feelings are reflections of the truth. You may feel sad and conclude that your friend is angry with you when her behavior simply reflects that she's having a bad day. You may feel depressed and decide that you did poorly in an interview when you did just fine. Your feelings can mislead you into thinking things that are not supported by facts. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 1, 2025, Unit 5, Number 10. Many people view sleep as merely a downtime when their brain shuts off and their body rests. In a rush to meet work, school, family, or household responsibilities, people cut back on their sleep, thinking it won't be a problem, because all of these other activities seem much more important. But research reveals that a number of vital tasks carried out during sleep help to maintain good health and enable people to function at their best. While you sleep, your brain is hard at work forming the pathways necessary for learning and creating memories and new insights. Without enough sleep, you can't focus and pay attention or respond quickly. A lack of sleep may even cause mood problems. In addition, growing evidence shows that a continuous lack of sleep increases the risk for developing serious diseases. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 1, 2025, Unit 5, Number 11. Information is worthless if you never actually use it. Far too often, companies collect valuable customer information that ends up buried and never used. They must ensure their data is accessible for use at the appropriate times. For a hotel, one appropriate time for data usage is check-in at the front desk. I often check in at a hotel I've visited frequently, only for the people at the front desk to give no indication that they recognize me as a customer. The hotel must have stored a record of my visits, but they don't make that information accessible to the front desk clerks. They are missing a prime opportunity to utilize data to create a better experience focused on customer loyalty. Whether they have 10 customers, 10,000, or even 10 million, the goal is the same: create a delightful customer experience that encourages loyalty. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 1, 2025, Unit 5, Number 12. It's important that you think independently and fight for what you believe in, but there comes a time when it's wiser to stop fighting for your view and move on to accepting what a trustworthy group of people think is best. This can be extremely difficult. But it's smarter, and ultimately better for you to be open-minded and have faith that the conclusions of a trustworthy group of people are better than whatever you think. If you can't understand their view, you're probably just blind to their way of thinking. If you continue doing what you think is best when all the evidence and trustworthy people are against you, you're being dangerously confident. The truth is that while most people can become incredibly open-minded, some can't, even after they have repeatedly encountered lots of pain from betting that they were right when they were not. MTC. Good job.